how to change your appearance using law of assumption. Now, I know only too well when we don't like what it is that we are seeing in the mirror, whatever that is, how that can be mentally soul destroying, how we can feel quite low about ourselves and have low self-confidence. But in today's video, I'm going to share with you exactly how not only can you change your appearance, but also improve your self-confidence and self-esteem. So working on the self-concept too. So if you are interested in changing anything about your appearance, then stay tuned. For those of you that are new, my name's Natalie, and this is As the Pennies Drop. Now, this channel is all about creating a life you love, deserve, and desire. I am a conscious manifestation coach and a neurotransformation therapy practitioner, and I do offer a variety of one-on-one coaching solutions to guide you into creating the life that you've always wanted, release those limiting beliefs, release those blocks, those disempowering beliefs that are holding you back and keeping you prisoner from the life that you deserve. And at the same time, guiding you to get your manifestations too. So if you would like any more guidance and you've been working on manifesting something in your life and you are struggling with that, then click on the link below and send me an email or have a look at one of the coaching solutions that I offer. Okay, so back to the video, changing your appearance. Now, like I said, I know only too well how when we look at ourselves in the mirror, we don't always like what we see in our 3D reality. And that story of what we see literally reflecting back at us in the mirror can really hinder your self-confidence, your self-esteem. I know in the past with me, when I wasn't liking what I saw, that I would even want to isolate from the world because I just couldn't bear looking at myself. Now, that's quite extreme, and I've been able to get over that. And I'm going to share with you how. So changing your appearance, all we are doing when we're looking at ourselves in the mirror is looking through the eyes of our 3D reality. That is it. We're just looking from it from a place of our 3D reality. And what we want to do is look at it from the version of the person that we want to see reflecting back at us in the mirror. Now, this can be anything to do with weight loss, weight gain. You know, I know there are some people out there that really struggle with putting on weight. So this could be with weight gain. This could be with having longer hair, thicker hair, having, you know, that bigger butt, having a more toned figure, a less toned figure. It could be looking younger, looking older. It could be having better skin. You know, if you've got really bad complexion, it could be, you know, wanting that better skin. All these things that we are seeing reflecting back at us that we don't like, that are basically kind of controlling us mentally about how we choosing to show up in the world. Because I know that some things people can give or people can leave or take it. You know, you might want a bigger butt, but you might be kind of all right with the butt that you've got, but it would just be kind of a nice to have. Whereas somebody that's got really, really bad skin, for example, it's a must that they really, really want to change that. Now, as we know, or if you're new to this channel or to understanding about law of assumption, our thoughts create. What we think controls our reality, our outer world. It's literally our inner world, our inner conversation pushed out, which creates our outer world. We literally are our outer world pushed out, or our inner world pushed out. Now, that said, if we have a story, so my story was, if I ate food, I was going to get fat. That was my story. I had a very, very, very bad relationship with food, which stems from something that happened to me as a child. And so anytime I ate, I would automatically think that I'm just going to get fat. Every morning I would wake up and I would think, God, I really hope my clothes fit me this morning. And I would put my clothes on and they would be tight. And I would feel even more soul destroyed. So mine was more based about kind of my body and my weight. But I'm just giving you examples based on my life. But this story will probably resonate with somebody that is struggling to put on weight, somebody that has that bad complexion, somebody that, you know, wants to lose weight, or somebody wants to be able to just eat kind of normally and feel comfortable with the foods that they're putting in, that they're not going to put on weight. So I had this really, really, really bad negative story about food. And actually, I had quite a really unhealthy diet as well. So I had an unhealthy diet, and I had a really, really bad story about food. And anytime I ate, my story was, I'm going to put on weight, and my clothes are consistently tight for me. Now, I literally had a roller coaster of up and down weight loss, weight gain, weight loss, weight gain. It was never, ever steady, never steady. And also that bad relationship with food. So what did I do to change that? Now, I've already done a video on this before, a while ago, actually. So I'll tag it in. But basically, I got to the stage where I just knew that it was worth eating differently and being able to accept the foods that I was eating that weren't going to put on weight. So I started to change my mindset about food. And I started to eat better, but more nourishing foods. Now, my assumption was anything. So it wasn't that it had to be healthy, but I just chose healthy. It was literally my assumption was that anything I ate was going to make me put on weight. That was my assumption. Therefore, that's what happened. My weight would go up and down and up and down, and it was horrible. It really was, because like I said, it can take over you, and it did with me, and it took over my self-confidence. You know, if I went out knowing that I'd either put on a couple of pounds or the scales were a little bit heavier, my self-confidence would just drop through the floor, and I wouldn't want to go out. So mine was really, really bad. But what I did was I changed the way that I view food, and I started to gradually over time change my story about food. And at the same time, I started to change the way I saw myself in the mirror. And I would look at myself first thing in the morning, no clothes on. And I would start saying to myself, you've got a stunning figure. You're sexy. You are so pretty. You are just, you know, your figure is amazing. Anyone would love to have your figure. So I started telling that story, and yes, it was hard, but I just started doing it gradually over time. And this was a process of kind of on and off for years. I started to build my confidence up with how I looked, with my figure, and how I felt about myself. So in essence, I'm feeding my mind with a lot of self-love, because I'm starting to say that I am beautiful and I am sexy and I have got a stunning figure. And I had also then the new assumption that was hardening into fact of, you know, well, I can eat really good foods and eat what I want and not put on weight. And I can enjoy foods without feeling guilty. So I started to tell that story. The more I told that story, the more I enjoyed my food, the more I was able to then have a balanced weight. And over time, my figure did change. And it's actually the best it's ever been in my entire life, because my assumption is I am stunning. I've got a beautiful figure, as opposed to somebody that couldn't even look at themselves in the mirror because I felt disgusted about the way I looked. So I'm stunning. I'm sexy. I'm beautiful. I start by saying all these things. I'm building my confidence up. I'm building my self-esteem. And kind of, you know, holding my head high. You know, I'm proud of who I am and I'm proud of my body. And I love myself exactly as I am. And, you know, it is easy for me to have a stable weight, and it is always easy for me to lose weight. And I can always eat the foods that I want to. And I don't ever have to worry about putting on weight anymore, because I know that the foods I'm putting into my body will either maintain my weight or I will lose weight. And like I said, I started to kind of affirm different things over the years of, you know, I'm really toned. I've got a really toned, strong figure, and I have a very toned, strong figure. And so I started to just tell myself that. And the more I started to tell myself that, the more that hardened into fat. And yes, that took me a while, because this was kind of before I really knew about law of assumption then, and law of attraction. But I just started to gradually, I was fed up of how I was thinking and feeling about myself. And I just started to show up in the world more, loving myself, accepting myself. Therefore, by being able to do that, I was letting go of the contradictory thought, letting go of the contradictory thought of that old story. And I was seeing more and more over time the new story hardening into fact. Now, like I said, this, by letting go of the old story and replacing it with the new story, we're literally feeding our mind, because our mind controls our body and our outer world. So by feeding my mind with the new story over time, like I said, I started to see that come into my reality more and more and more. And I'm now at a place where my body is the strongest, the most toned that it's ever been. And I've been able to consistently be able to eat the foods that I want to eat, and still keep a stable weight. It wasn't even that long ago that I was manifesting to just lose a little bit more weight. And I'm going to tell you exactly what I did with that. So, like I said, I know this, I'm basically making this all about weight loss and everything, but this is why it was more kind of relatable to me. So, so I wanted to lose a little bit more weight just before I went to Ibiza. So I just started affirming that, my clothes are getting looser and looser for me. And it's always easy for me to lose weight. I've got such a fast metabolism. It really doesn't matter what I eat, because I'm always losing weight. I'm one of those lucky ones that just lose weight so easily and effortlessly. My clothes are getting looser and looser for me. So I started to tell that story. And over a few weeks, I started to lose the weight and my clothes were getting looser and looser for me. And I didn't waver from that story. That was my story. That was it. I stuck to the story. So you see, by letting go of the old story, by being persistent with the new story, I have over time changed and transformed my figure. And I love the way I look. So I'm confident, I'm more confident, because I have trained my mind to accept that I love the way I look. It doesn't matter what other people think about how I look, it's how I feel about how I look. Now, I also started to get compliments as well about my figure. So over time, I'd be complimented about my figure, or how toned I was, or how healthy I looked. So I started to see that kind of reflecting back at me. Now, if you are starting on a journey of weight loss or weight gain, or you want to have better skin, or you want to look younger, or you want to look older, you want to have longer hair, or you want to have thicker hair, whatever it is that you want to be more toned, less toned, whatever it is, all you have to do is start, when you're looking at yourself in the mirror, start to tell yourself the story of the version of the person that you want to be now. Start to tell your story of the version of the person that you want to be now. So if you want longer hair, my hair is so, and your hair's kind of up to here. My hair's so long and luscious. It's so thick and full. It's amazing. My hair's just like Jennifer Lopez. It's beautiful. It's thick. It's long. It's healthy. I'm constantly being complimented on how amazing, long and beautiful and healthy my hair is. And everyone tells me how much it suits me. Or for the skin, my skin I have got the most amazing glowing complexion. My skin is looking healthier and healthier every single day. I'm constantly being complimented on how healthy and glowing my skin is. My skin is just glowing with radiance, and I'm looking younger and younger every single day. My skin is my skin's like the skin of a 20-year-old. It's smooth and glowing, and I'm constantly being complimented on my skin. So you can basically tailor the story to whatever it is that you are looking to change in your appearance. You have to persist in it, just like with anything. This is no different to anything else. You just have to persist in the story of what it is that you want to see right now, for what you want to see right now to start to reflect back at you. And you'll start to get these compliments from people saying to you, God, haven't you got amazing skin? Or your hair's glowing, your hair's so long and beautiful. Or wow, if you started going to the gym, your figure's amazing. What have you been doing? You look so fit and healthy. You're looking 20 years younger. What is it? Have you changed your moisturizer? You'll start to get this type of feedback. Now, another thing that we can do, as well as affirming the story of what we want, is visuals. So you can visualize people complimenting you. Now, that could be a friend, family member, it could be just a stranger in the street, just saying, wow, you know, you've got a really amazing figure, you look really, really healthy. You could start visualizing people coming up to you and saying, your skin is incredible, what is your secret? You know, whatever it is, you could start to visualize that. You know, with weight loss, you could start to visualize that number on the scale that you want to see, and physically, you know, like see that, and start affirming that that's the figure that you now actually weigh, the number that you now actually weigh. You can go into a clothes shop, and you could be in a clothes shop, and, you know, this could be for a guy, it could be a suit, or if guys want to wear dresses, not discriminating here, anybody, you know, whatever it is, let's choose a dress. So, you know, you're trying on a dress, and the shop assistant says to you, well, actually, I think you need to be I think we need a smaller size for you, because that dress is too big for you. And it's the size that you've always wanted to be, for example. So we can do these visuals, we can say these affirmations. The key is letting go of the old story, letting go of that old state, and focusing on the new state of the desired outcome that you are wanting to have. And like I said, you can do this with anything that you want. And I'm sure I'm going to get a lot of comments on this video. My assumptions when it comes to losing weight is that I need to eat healthily to lose weight. That's more of my main assumption, that there's specific foods, not specific foods, but like I need to eat healthily to lose weight. That's my assumption. That's okay. Yours doesn't have to be that. Yours could literally be, you know, I can eat anything that I want because I've got such a fast metabolism. My metabolism is so fast. I'm just one of those really lucky ones that just always loses weight easily and effortlessly. You know, you can assume whatever you want. As long as you harden that into fat, it will then become the truth. Now, for example, I personally, my belief is that if I go out and eat takeaways or takeouts every night, I'll get takeouts every night, I'm going to put on weight. That's my assumption. I choose to eat a healthier diet because that's my assumption, that not only will I get the body that I want from that, but also my skin will be better, my hair will be better, my nails, my teeth, my eyes will sparkle more. That's my assumption. You don't have to have that assumption. That's just based on my assumption. You could literally say that you could eat what you want. As long as you don't have a limiting belief about certain foods, then you could just say, you know, I can eat what I want, and I'm always losing weight easily and effortlessly. Or, you know, it doesn't even matter how little I eat. If you're somebody that wants to put on weight, you know, I easily put on weight. It's whatever you choose to be your assumption. And like I said, I'm sure I'm going to get some comments on this video. So we've got changing the story, letting go of the old story. When we're looking at ourselves in the mirror, or even when we're not looking at ourselves in the mirror and we're just thinking about ourselves and how we feel about the way we look, or what it is that we want to change about the way we look, we're just focusing on that story with assumptions, with looping those assumptions, and it's being persistent. Our thoughts are powerful. You are all powerful manifestors. You are all masters at manifesting. Assume as soon as you start that ball rolling of telling the story that you want, that things are going to start to reflect back at you. And anytime you have that doubt, or it's not happening or it's not working, get back onto that story. I am a powerful manifestor. I am a master at manifesting. I'm easily able to lose weight. I'm easily able to gain weight. I have the most amazing, stunning, glowing, youthful looking complexion. My skin is incredible. My body is really, really toned. My body is less toned and I prefer it that way. You know, whatever it is, I've got a big butt, you know, whatever it is, my butt is growing bigger and bigger. I've got the best booty in the entire planet. Whatever it is that you want, all you have to do is assume, let that harden into fact, and you will see the results. I did it recently with my teeth. I was like, I don't want to pay for my teeth to be whitened. And I was sick of them feeling like the color was a bit discolored. So I started to affirm that my teeth are getting whiter and whiter and whiter. Now, there's also something else that I do, is I then take inspired action. So I'll get a thought, which if you've seen one of my videos about what you desire desires you, or who you desire desires you, I get a thought and I call that my little love note for my soul. And my love note was telling me, well, if you want your teeth to get wider, just drink coffee with a straw. So I took inspired action. You don't have to, but I did. And I drink coffee through a straw and my teeth are getting whiter and whiter. That's my assumption, that if I now drink coffee through a straw, my teeth are going to get whiter and whiter. You don't have to have that. I'm just giving you some ideas as well. So I really hope that's helped. I've just had I've had a couple of clients actually that have had sessions with me about wanting to lose weight or change their body shape, or certain aspects of themselves, and it's working really, really well. So if you are struggling in any of these areas and you just literally can't get into your mindset of being persistent with those words, because remember, we don't have to believe everything that we're saying to ourselves. We just need to keep saying it to ourselves and keep saying to ourselves that we are powerful manifestors and our thoughts create. And I know that I'm the God of my reality and I'm the script writer of my reality. And whatever I think about persistently will harden into fact. You don't have to necessarily believe it. You just have to keep doing the work to see it. So so if you are struggling, then click on the link below, get in touch. And I know how painful it can be when we have such low self-esteem about the way we look. Believe me, I know it. So yeah, get in touch and I'll be more than happy to have a chat with you, or just book into one of my sessions. That is it from me. I hope you've enjoyed that. As always, please feel free to like, share and comment. And as always, please subscribe. Looking to get 4,000 now, people. And as always, your comments and compliments with my videos are astounding. You are the most amazing subscribers I could ever have asked for. So long may that continue. I'll manifest it does. All right, take care, guys. I'll be back soon.